Hello, and welcome to Ask the Expert session on introducing the Microsoft Cloud for Retail. So in the next 30 minutes, this is what we will cover. I'll talk briefly about what to expect in the session. We'll do team introductions with the experts here that we have, and we will open it up for Q&A. So just some housekeeping rules around how to engage with the experts. You can use the chat that you have to ask questions. You are free to either post anonymously or use your name. Either is fine with us. You can upvote your favorite question if it has already been asked by just clicking on the thumbs up sign. We have experts in the chat who will be answering your questions as you ask them, and then we also have our experts here in the session who will also be answering some of these questions, and I'll help moderate the session. And then towards the end, we will provide resources once the session is over, so that you have all of the material in front. Okay. Also, this session is going to be recorded, so you don't need to record the session. And we would really like you to adhere to the Microsoft Code of Conduct, which is here on the screen, as well as posted in the chat window. So this is just flashing a Microsoft Code of Conduct. So just to recap before we open it up for Q&A, the Microsoft Cloud for Retail, as you heard in Shelley Branston's session earlier, at Microsoft, our ambition is to empower the retail industry to seamlessly connect your customers, your people, your data. And we are enabling this through by enabling you to unify and enrich your data across the entire shopper journey, enabling you to create more impact for your workforce by providing them the right productivity tools, enabling you to create an agile, resilient, and responsive supply chain by connecting data across your ecosystem, enabling you to transform your operating model response in real time, and underlying it all, helping you realize the true value of your data at scale to unlock insights. And we are bringing all of this to life through our new Microsoft Cloud for Retail that is in public preview now. Next slide. So if you look at the slide, and as Lindsay described in the retail session, the Microsoft Cloud for Retail really brings together different data sources across the retail value chain and uniquely connects experiences across the end-to-end shopper journey through a set of capabilities that deliver most relevant personalized experiences and operational excellence for sustained profitability. And this retail cloud is really designed to give the retailers the flexibility to adopt the capabilities that they need to address their most pressing business needs. And it could be it could be focused on knowing your customer, empowering your employees, delivering a resilient supply chain, or reimagining retail. And our cloud capabilities work in a modular and interconnected manner, meeting you where you are in your transformation journey. They are individually brilliant, but unlock more power when used together as they enrich and connect business process from the start to the end of the shopper journey. So with that, I will go ahead and introduce the experts. So first, myself, I'm Payal Tivana. I'm the Principal Group Manager in the Azure Global Industry. And I'm helping build some of the industry solutions focused on data and analytics and the common data models. So I'm here and happy to answer any questions you might have related to data. I'm also joined here by Michael Griffiths, who's the head of retail, CPG and manufacturing solutions at Microsoft. And Michael can help answer any questions you might have around retail, or business applications, or AI for industry. And I'm also joined here by Raj Raghunathan, who's the regional business leader for retail and CPG in Asia. And you can ask Raj about the overall retail transformation, even China innovation and what is going on there, and in general about retail and brands, businesses, and how our customers worldwide are going through their digital transformation journeys. Okay. All right. So let me start with you, Michael. You have been part of this journey of building the Microsoft Cloud for Retail from the very beginning. What are you most excited about?
Yeah, thank you, Payal. And it's an interesting question. I was with Microsoft starting in 2006 when industry was a very new thing for us, when most of our work was on premises. Dynamics was a new brand, and we're trying to find our way. Omnichannel was still being debated as the next follow-on to multi-channel, and we were thinking more in terms of, could we connect, point of sale and the store channel to the digital channel and e-commerce, and how could we bring these things together to get a single view of the customer? What's exciting to me is even then we had this vision around a seamless experience for the consumer and putting the consumer first. But a lot of the technology that you would need to really drive the type of innovation, helping to empower people, to empower them to become real brand ambassadors, really wasn't there yet. And what we've seen now over these last 15 years is this incredible growth in the power of data and the power of AI and the way that it can now be brought together and infused in these applications. And so while our breadth of capabilities at Microsoft is still significant across the entire consumer journey, we're now able to bring those things together in a way we never could before, built on a foundation of a unified data platform, of an adaptable solution with citizen developer tools. So we're actually empowering consumers and customers to take hold of these really incredible technologies around artificial intelligence, machine learning, and be able to be sufficient at working with them themselves. And then we're also building a very composable platform, one that we're helping customers, meet them where they are, start where it makes the most sense for their business. So for me now, seeing this 15-year journey we've been on, and also just the continued investment that Microsoft is making and how serious we are about the industry. If you heard Satya and you heard Shelley in her session, it's clear that this is one of Microsoft's core strategies, and the cloud announcement just reinforces that all the more.
Great, lovely. Thank you, Michael. Raj, what are you hearing from customers and partners in your interaction about the announcement that we just made about Microsoft Cloud for Retail?
Thanks, Payal. I think customers are quite excited to hear that Microsoft is thinking about the deeper industry solutions coming together to help them in their transformation. As you know, retail industry is going through a significant transformation, and pandemic has just accelerated a 10 years worth of transformation in a year or so. And we have seen a significant growth in e-commerce online. And that's not only that part of the business, but impacts their end-to-end business, whether it's supply chain, logistics, fulfillment, last mile delivery, etc. So Microsoft, to help them and accelerate this transformation with our solutions fully integrated together, they see as a tremendous value and partnership with Microsoft.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Raj. All right, so we have some questions coming in. So Michael, a question for you. The Microsoft Cloud for Retail, from your perspective, how is it, what is new about it? Like, how is it different?
Yeah, it's a great question, because so much of the Cloud for Retail is based on this rich history that we have and technology and solutions that we've had in market for some time. But what's new is the way we're bringing them together. If you think about Dynamics Commerce that's now being integrated to fraud protection and to connected store for computer vision, the way we're working cross-cloud to bring Bing for Commerce and the powerful search capabilities that offers from an enterprise contextual perspective into that integration with e-commerce and with our different channels, or the integration with Microsoft Teams, which is it's a game changer for productivity and for frontline worker. And then all the incredible work that's happening within Azure, within AGCI, and Payal, the work you're doing to expose this powerful capability around recommendations and analytics. And we're building atop of that. So you've got this PaaS to SaaS depth, you've got this breadth across the whole journey. And what we're trying to do for our customers and partners is reduce a lot of the friction and heavy lifting by allowing them to start working with the technology without having to go and put the pieces together. And then just simply from a go-to-market perspective, having the full weight of Microsoft behind these industry efforts from a sales and a marketing and a partner and a support perspective is really, it's a game changer.
Great. Thank you. So let's go to our next question. Question for you, Raj. Microsoft has, so when you think about some of the products that we are bringing together in Microsoft Cloud for Retail, and I as a retailer wants to just adopt some of the pieces of that cloud, but not everything. Can I still do it? And if yes, like how would that work for me?
Thanks, Payal. So I think we've been investing heavily into industry-specific, retail-specific solutions, whether Michael talked about from some time back, we started investing in Dynamics 365 and our business applications, industry-specific capabilities, and in the Azure retail space, deeper capabilities to support the data and analytics. Or if you look at Office and first-line worker solutions, specifically targeted for retailers to be able to bring in a lot of capabilities for them. But what we have listened and heard from our customers and our strategic partners is that, while this is tremendous, but they also are looking for a greater level of integration across the three platforms or number of solutions, whether it is Microsoft Advertising for retail, whether it is the Teams and first line worker for retail, Azure retail capabilities, or Dynamics and our business applications capabilities. If we can bring that together, then it gives customers a greater flexibility in which solutions they pick, use cases they pick, but also they can deploy it rapidly, faster. So the time to value is better. But also, in the same time, we don't want to force that this solution have to be deployed together. So it brings in the composable capability that customers can select the solutions and integrate into their capabilities and use cases they want to deploy rapidly. So we will continue to invest and approach moving forward with the cloud for retail in this manner.
Sorry, I was muted. So thank you, Raj. So is it fair to say then that Microsoft Cloud for Retail is really a combination of Dynamics 365, Teams, Bing, and Azure Data, Azure Synapse, and AI and ML? Absolutely.
So I think I would say Microsoft Advertising, which is for retail specific capabilities, which is from the Bing capabilities we have brought in, as well as Dynamics 365, Dynamics Commerce Platform, and Azure Data and AI capabilities, deeper scenarios, solutions around there. Bringing all of them together is our Cloud for Retail solution.
Great. Thank you, Raj. That's a really good response there. So, okay, so I have a couple of new questions coming from our audience. So let's see. Michael, I think this question is probably for you, which is how does a customer, how would a customer participate today in a public preview? And if I'm a customer, I sign up for it, what products do I get to try?
Yeah, it's a great question.
What's going to be available for me to use right now?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, when we think about public preview, there's a lot of rich capabilities across the retail cloud from an engagement and operations perspective. But within public preview, we want to provide a certain select number of capabilities. So some of them will be around personalization, some of them will be around multi-channel fulfillment, some of the capabilities will be around anywhere commerce. So there will be an opportunity for you to work on these things. Some of them will be based in Dynamics 365. There will be some capabilities that we've integrated with Teams for things like curbside pickup. Our standalone recommendation service, which we're breaking free, that can truly live as a standalone service with any existing third-party application. Some of the rich capabilities we're offering from an Azure Synapse perspective. And then as we go forward towards GA, then we'll expand to things we're doing around intelligent order management and things that we're doing more from the back-end operational side. We have a way that you can sign up and you could, basically apply to be part of that public preview. And then we will be working with customers throughout that process as we move towards GA. But again, our goal is to provide a lot of rich information for anyone who's interested and to engage with you, to answer questions and make sure you feel really good about that.
Great, great. Thank you, Michael. Okay, so looks like our next question is about how to use Microsoft Cloud for Retail as a transformational accelerator, that is with a take it as is approach, and then how to extend its capability to adapt to our local EMEA market in Europe. Raj, do you want to take a crack at that?
So I think as we build that solution, we do have certain capabilities embedded in for localization and regional governance, compliance, localization for the market we operate in. But also bringing in together our ISV ecosystem and partner ecosystem extends further, really delivering the some of the unique scenarios and solutions on top of the Cloud for Retail platform. So, we already have the foundational and some of the core use cases and scenarios which we went through. But then on top of it, obviously, those are localized for the countries. We really make it available for the language perspective and regulatory and governance compliance. But further, if it is unique business scenarios or use cases specific to a country, sometimes it's out of the box. Sometimes we work with our partners and ISV ecosystems to extend and bring that.
Great, thank you. All right, so people are excited to know about pricing. How are we going to be pricing the Microsoft Cloud for Retail?
Yeah, and I can take a stab at that. I think the first thing is based on where we are in the process. We haven't announced pricing yet, but what I can talk about are the core tenets. Obviously, as we've touched on, the exciting thing about the Cloud for Retail is it's based on a lot of proven technology that's in the market today that people have, we have thousands of customers across more than 65 countries around the world that are using various capabilities for retail. And so what we don't want to do is create complexity. We want to make sure that there's an ease of people adopting our cloud. So it's not a one size fits all, single SKU, single price point. There's a lot of composability. The existing pricing models are going to stay in place because, as you'll see, and as you heard in the session, there's a lot of end-to-end scenarios within the Cloud for Retail, but then there are also standalone services like recommendations, like Bing for Commerce, that are tailored to things like a consumption-based model or a pay-as-you-go model. So what we want to do is really make sure the pricing reflects the type of solution that's being addressed, and that there's a lot of flexibility, so you can start fast, you can get quick time to value, and then as you go, you can build on what you've purchased. So we understand retail needs device-based licenses. There are consumption-based licenses. If you're in a call center, if you're in e-commerce. So we're going to be able to reflect all of those things. But I think the key thing for you to take away from this is that it's going to be very flexible and hopefully very easy for our customers to consume.
Yep, makes sense. Thank you, Michael. All right, so our next question is around APIs. Are you taking an API first approach? When will the APIs be published? So maybe I can take a stab at that question. So the way the different services and products that are coming together in the Microsoft Cloud for Retail, it's a combination of them being interconnected just by virtue of APIs, and also interconnected by virtue of connectors that are being created. And then also interconnected by the virtue of this concept of the common data model. And the common data model is this industry standard, industry-based data schema that we are publishing as part of the retail cloud, which can enable you to more quickly create very large-scale information blueprints of the data that you have. And then when you have these different services from Microsoft as part of the Microsoft Cloud for Retail that you adopt, all those different services and products can talk to each other because they now have a common language that they are adhering to. And this language is primarily going to help you to interconnect the different products as you start to create analytics on top of those different products. So in order to get to those end-to-end business analytics that you need from Microsoft Cloud for Retail, for example, you will need to be able to bring all of the silo data that you have in your different applications together in one single data platform or data lake. And that's where the common data model will help you. So then to answer your question or to summarize it, the interconnectedness that our cloud will have will be possible and available through a set of these different things. Okay. All right. So so next question. Will you make the UI consistent across the entire solution workloads in Microsoft Cloud for Retail? Michael, you want to take a crack at that?
Absolutely. I think what I would say is you've seen the richness across the capabilities we offer from both a customer engagement and operational perspective. There definitely are going to be different end users, and we always start from the customer and work our way backwards. So we think about what's the best experience for the merchandiser or for the marketer or for the associate who's in the store, for the call center agent. So what we're going to do is optimize first and foremost for what's going to help them be successful, but there are core tenets around ease of use, providing a lot of rich data, allowing users to have the ability to customize the views that are going to be most appropriate for them. So we think about the design principles consistently in that way, and then we apply what are the most important data insights and workflows. How can we provide automation and simplicity? So that's something that you'll see as you look at the cloud.
Great. And I think related to that is now a question about POCs. So our audience wants to know that can they do a POC, and what are the components that Microsoft can commit to them? So maybe I can answer, and Michael, I would love for you to add on to that. The Microsoft the Cloud for Retail is available in public preview, and as part of that, you can go and access the components that are becoming available and use that to do your POC. At this point, there is no cost associated with it. So our idea is to encourage you to play with the offering that we're putting out in public preview, and then to provide us feedback on it. So yes, we would highly encourage you to work and to work with what is getting published right now and do a POC. And then let us know what your feedback is on it.
Yeah, I would just follow on to that. It's a great answer, Payal. I think, what you'll see is, much like I touched on, we've built these integrations now so that solutions like Bing for Commerce and contextual enterprise search and recommendations and connected store computer vision and fraud protection, Microsoft Teams are now integrated from Microsoft as part of the cloud, but they're also available as standalone composable services. So you can decide, what is your area of focus, do you want to start just with recommendations or just with search or with certain components, or look at how you put them together into powerful scenarios. And so part of this opportunity in public preview will be to start experiencing that work that we've done. And the reason that that's possible, there was, I think, a question that came up about Dynamics CE and Dynamics F&O, and historically those things have not met. And Payal made a really important point. Our common data model, it is a work in progress, but it is a game changer. We're not Amazon, we're not Google, we're not throwing 15 different databases at the problem. We're doing the semantic reconciliation of data so that if you invest in the cloud, you're going to be able to light up all of those capabilities, and you're going to see now commerce talking to sales, talking to marketing. You're going to see all of these rich PaaS to SaaS type of capabilities. And it's a really powerful strategy that we've been working on for years. This common data model and the things we're doing with AI, they don't just happen. You can build features and functions all day long, but the deep architectural decisions and intent we've taken towards industry, that's something we're really excited about, because it's going to be a real opportunity for our partners then to also jump in. Because while we're offering rich capabilities and the building blocks of a really powerful solution that we want to be global, we have partners that will make this specific for hospitality, for convenience. We have partners that will extend some of the existing capabilities. We have one that's doing that with curbside pickup. Or we'll look at things that we haven't addressed with the cloud, and they'll fill in those gaps. And so partners are absolutely a critical part of this, much like they have been throughout our history. And so all of these things again are coming together, and what we're doing is eliminating a lot of the friction and complexity that you may have seen before.
Great. Yeah, thank you, Michael. And on the partners point that you just made, definitely, there is a role, there's a big role that partners will play in the creation of the Microsoft Cloud for Retail. Raj, what are your thoughts on the partner play here? Absolutely,
Payal. So if you look at today, we have a very rich partner ecosystem on our cloud platforms, specific to industry vertical scenarios, which we work with them to deliver and help our customers in their transformation. What we are looking to do is that they are horizontally integrated into a lot of our platforms, whether it is Dynamics 365, Teams, M365, or running on Azure data and AI capabilities. But Cloud for Retail, we will be now plugging them into, and we'll specific use cases and scenarios which customers can benefit from. So that allows them to really rapidly deploy on top of our Cloud for Retail and deliver the value to the customers in much faster manner. And it also increased the integration points between the solutions so that we can activate multiple use cases where required for the customers.
Great. Thank you, Raj. So I know we only have a couple of minutes left in the session. Maybe we can take one last question. Okay, so there's a question that is about the IoT digital twins ontology for retail. And it says, how is Microsoft Cloud for Retail working with the IoT Azure Digital Twins team to correlate digital twins ontology with Dynamics 365 retail entities metadata? That's an excellent question, and whoever asked it is probably quite deep in our Microsoft technology, so it's really great to hear that question. So let me answer that. Microsoft Digital Twins ontology is right now being developed on the same concept of the data models, the common data models that we talked about earlier. Essentially, think about the common data models as the underpinning that will help describe all of the metadata entities that you have in your ecosystem. And this will be true for all of Microsoft products like digital twins, like all of the entities that you'll see in Synapse, and even the Dynamics products. So as you adopt a Dynamics 365 commerce solution, for example, it will come with its own retail entities, which are currently there. But as you connect to Dynamics product and bring that data into your data lake, or into Synapse, at that point, we will transform that data into this common data model. So that ultimately you just have one ontology, one standard way in which you can pretty much describe 85 to 90% of the data that sits in your ecosystem. So that's the real power of what we are trying to do here with the common data models, which are going to be made available to you, specifically geared towards the retail and the consumer goods industry as part of the Microsoft Cloud for Retail. So stay tuned for more information that we're going to release around some of the innovation work that we're doing related to that. And we are at time, so thank you. We really, truly appreciate your time with us. The questions were excellent. They were quite rapid fire. It was hard to keep up with all of them. Hopefully we answered most of your questions. If not, we will follow up with you. Let us know how you liked the session. How did we do? You can connect with us at our handle MS Retail. And also our website at Cloud for Retail. So with that, thank you again for your time. And thank you, Raj and Michael.
Thanks, Payal, and thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.